So I'm going to be guiding you through a drum journey to review 2024 and to connect with what 2025 may be bringing for you. If you have never done a drum journey before, this is like a guided meditation accompanied by the drum. And I invite you, before you listen, you start to set yourself up to listen to this drum journey, to either lie down or sit down somewhere where you won't be disturbed for about a good sort of 15 minutes, and to maybe have a blanket to keep yourself warm, and to just keep an open mind and make yourself comfortable, and just, welcome this as a meditation process, because it is a meditation. The drumming will help your mind slow down, as this scientifically demonstrated, that this type of drumming that I'm going to do, this speed, it does basically entrain your brain through an auditory process. So why I'm offering this is because I want to do a sort of rational way of connecting with reviewing the year and connecting with what may be coming up, connecting with the spirit of 2025. And so I'm going to do a double journey, which sets you up to look at what's happened in the past year and what's maybe coming up in the following year, in the next year. And I'd love to hear from you. I'd love you to comment under this video. If you take this journey, I'd really like to hear what the experience was like for you. So I'm going to invite you to make yourself really comfortable where you're sitting or lying. You just start by taking 3 deep cleansing breaths. Feel the weight of your body where you're sitting or lying, and then gently scan your body from the top of your head to the tip of your toes, and just notice how you're feeling without judgment. And just as you scan, just gently encourage each body part, starting from the top of your head and your face and your jaw, to relax, and then just relax your neck. Drop your shoulders, relax your chest and your belly and your arms and hands, and relax your hips and your upper legs, your knees, lower legs, ankles and feet. And then from that place, just feeling really, really safe and calm, I'd like to invite you to imagine that you're in a beautiful place in nature, and that you're walking on a path in a beautiful forest, and you can feel the air you can feel the wind in your hair, and you can feel a warm breeze, and you can feel the soft mossy ground under your feet. This path in the forest, the more peaceful and present and relaxed you feel. And you can hear the birds and smell the smells of the forest, maybe moss, maybe mushrooms. And you feel calm and peaceful. And as you carry on walking, this path in the forest, you notice that there is a gate ahead, and you gently approach and open this gate, and then behind the gate you notice there is a path going up a hill, and you start to gently walk this path, and going up all the way to the top of that hill. landscape the furthest away represents the last months of the year. And again, I'd like to invite you to just observe this landscape. Just trust what comes. What does that look like for you? What does the ground looks like, the plants look like? Are there mountains, rivers, trees, gardens? So I'm going to remain silent again for a few minutes so that you can spend some time contemplating the landscape of the coming year. And now I'm going to invite you to bring the contemplation of the next year's landscape to a close. And just know that you can revisit this process anytime you'd like. If you'd like more detailed information or more understanding. Now you're just going to start to gently walk back down the hill, bringing the insight of this experience back with you. And you gently walk all the way down to the bottom of the hill, where you once again find the gate that leads into the forest. And you open that gate, walk through it, and close it back behind you. And you start walking through the forest again. And you start to hear the bird and feel the wind in your hair, the gentle breeze. Notice the soft ground beneath your feet. And with each step that you take through this path, you start to feel more and more present, more and more awake, back into the here and now. Just as you arrive towards the end of the forest, you take another deep breath in, knowing that this experience has given you insight and wisdom that you couldn't get through your rational mind. And just taking one last breath in. In your own time, when you're ready, just slowly open your mind, open your eyes, and come back. And if you wish, you may want to have a notebook, take a notebook and write some notes about what you experienced. Because this kind of experience is often a little bit like a dream. You think you're going to remember what you saw or felt, but often it disappears really quickly. And as I explained at the beginning, I'd really love to hear, if you take this journey, I'd love to hear what your experience